Hey there everybody, Eric from Outer Limitless coming at you today with another video. Now in today's video, I'm going to talk to you about this Helikon Tex Gunfighter Jacket. This is a shark skin wind blocker design. Here you can see in the pattern Flectarn. Now at this point, it's about 40 degrees outside, and this jacket is absolutely perfect in a layering system. And if there is any one company whose products you know I've come to greatly enjoy, appreciate, and trust, it is Helikon Tex. First and foremost, it's the fit, it's the features, but more specifically, it's the ability to regulate your body temperature effectively. Body temperature management and moisture management is critical at all times of the year, but especially right now, this time of year, especially for me, is when I really want to manage my body temperature the most. I'm active, I'm outdoors, it's a little bit cool outside, and if you do start to sweat, well, that can really make you cold. And the ability for me to wick off my body moisture while I'm active is absolutely critical. And so today what we're gonna do, I'm gonna talk to you about this Gunfighter Jacket. I've worn this in a bunch of different scenarios. It's been absolutely fantastic. We're gonna go through all the features, and I'm gonna show how I use it and what this might mean for you. But with that said, I have a whole bunch to do and a whole bunch to share with you. And if you're interested in seeing a little bit more about what I'm about to get into, do me a favor, stay tuned. Now before we get too far, I would like to say thank you very much to the people at Helikon Tex who did provide this for review. And so as I mentioned, I have used this in a number of different scenarios. The temperature has varied greatly, and my overall needs for an outdoor piece of gear has also varied widely. And this has been fantastic in all scenarios. Now what I can say is, this for me is absolutely going to be part of a layering system. It's not just about the jacket itself, but it's how you use the jacket with other pieces of gear to help you manage your body temperature and also the moisture. And so in today's case, you'll notice that I do have a mid-layer beneath this. At this point in time, I do need to say the actual Gunfighter Jacket itself is probably good down to around maybe 50 degrees Fahrenheit, and then you really do need to think about layering up, and that's the case here today. But in all cases, the first thing about this is the huge amount of ventilation. You have ventilation on your upper shoulders. You have ventilation in your pockets. You have ventilation behind you. You have ventilation under your armpits. Everywhere where you are going to build up moisture, you have ventilation. That to me is critical, and especially getting the moisture from your armpits first and foremost. That's the first place I start to struggle. Then it leads to my back, then it leads to the rest of my core temperature and all the rest of my body. So being able to truly vent off and vent off very well is critical. And today I can actually feel the cool air in the areas where I would sweat. I've hiked myself in here, I've been moving around getting set up for this video, and it does take a lot of energy. It expels a lot of heat, it expels a lot of moisture, and in this particular case, having the ability to vent all of that off is key. And so now as we run through the features of this jacket, the first thing is this is what they call a shark skin wind blocker material. Now that is the first thing. This has a blend of different materials, most specifically being a polyester, elastane blend. Then on the inside there is a membrane made of polyurethane. My inner layer inside the jacket is a soft polyester fleece in combination with polyester mesh. So as you look at these large mesh panels, this is kind of, in my opinion, some of the magic of this jacket. Now on top of all of this, this is somewhat water resistant. I am certainly not going to say waterproof, but this does help to shed general moisture, light rain, mist, things like that. Now the fit on this jacket, in my opinion, is a little bit large. We'll cover that in a little more detail. It is just a little bit large, but that for me is what also allows this to be a nice part of a layering system. So as we look at this, and the reason why I mention as a layering system, this does not have much in the way of insulation. In fact, it's just a couple of layers of fabric with that sort of outside shell and then the inside fleece and the mesh. The pockets throughout this jacket are fantastic. So looking at the front, you can see nice zippers, full zip design, YKK zippers. Helikon Tex always doing a fantastic job with their hardware. Really nice zipper pulls. As you look here, you'll see little Helikon Tex rubberized zipper pulls. Very nice. And same here on the front pocket. So this here, your main breast pocket, nice and ample, and inside there is some organization. So here you can see there are some sleeves. Now these are made for devices, and what I can say about it, say for example, if I take my phone, I would really love for a typical cell phone to fit in here, and it is quite tight. I might be able to pull it off if I really stretch this out, but these pockets are definitely too tight, at least for a phone like mine. Obviously different phones will vary, but at this point this pocket becomes a little bit limited, because for me, I really would love to get my phone in there. I can stretch it and I can slide this in there, but it's not going to be easy and it's not going to be effective, especially when the pocket is all the way on the far inside of that breast pocket. So you can see here, it is deep and it's a little bit difficult to get on. Now there's also a secondary sleeve that would work for maybe a pen, a little flashlight, something like that. So that would work out pretty well. Then additionally, you'll notice that there are ports. So this gives you the ability to route headphones, comms, things like that. Keep in mind this is the Gunfighter Jacket, so it does have some tactical inspiration. And then finally, upper inside here, you can see a little D-ring keeper. This would give you the ability to clip your keys, keep things managed, and it's on a little bit of a shock cord. But while we're on the inside of the pocket, you will notice the mesh. That's another piece of what I keep talking about, the ability to vent, the ability to open up your pockets and vent out this jacket, and all of that mesh translating to the inside of the jacket. So inside here and inside your pockets, you'll notice that underneath these layers, it is all ventilated mesh, open to mesh, the ability to literally vent out this entire jacket phenomenally. That is legitimately my favorite feature of this coat. Your main breast pockets translating on both the right and left hand sides, and the same details in both pockets. So both pockets having the same organization, the same D-ring, and the same routing, and all of that ventilation. And that's really the main pockets on the front of the jacket. As we slide around to the shoulders, you'll notice a nice large Velcro morale field. I do use these oftentimes, and it's neat that that's there. I like this because when I go to the range, I am required to actually display my ID badge. So I got Velcro ID badge holders, and that can go right on my shoulder. Very convenient. And even furthermore, as we open up again, the shoulder pockets having the YKK zippers, simple pulls with some paracord. Again, some more routing, so comms routing, headphones routing, anything like that. But again, more mesh, more ventilation, the ability to vent off your moisture. That is awesome. Now the underside, beneath your armpits, you'll see the underside here, this nice large zipper track. As I unzip this, the entire side of the jacket opens right up. That is awesome. I love this. I don't need mesh in there. I just need it to breathe. So the ability to open this up, get all that ventilation is absolutely fantastic. And that's in a critical spot. That's sort of like, in my opinion, your first line of defense for moisture wicking and for temperature management. So that is just key. Sliding around the back side, this is on my lower back, all the way down at the bottom of the lower cuff. And you'll notice here these two large zipper tracks. YKK zippers, paracord zipper pulls, very easy. And at the same time, the ability to have a full pass-through pocket on the back side of your jacket. Now this does a couple of things. I would potentially keep gloves in here, easy, no problem. For me, maybe, and I'm saying maybe, thin paperwork or something like that, but at the same time, nothing bulky, because I am going to sit down on this section of the jacket most likely, and I don't want weird things bulging off the back of my backside. But at the same time, as you look in here, again, much more mesh, much more ventilation. And as I flip this around to the inside of the jacket, this is where I had that large mesh field. So again, more airflow, starting the airflow down low on my back, pushing up, out the vents, out my shoulders, out my armpit areas. That temperature management just regulate all the way across your entire body, which I love. Finishing up across the top collar, you'll notice the double zipper pulls. As I slide these out, this does have a thin hood on the inside. So unrolling this here, a thin hood, nicely done. This does have a Velcro keeper to keep it in place. And what you will notice, the hood having a nice brim and this panel design, which works very well to maintain a beautiful shape, very nice shape, and also this little cinch keeper in the back, which allows me to cinch this down. A little bit of shock cord there that works out very well, where this will help shape the hood so I can maintain peripheral vision, yet have coverage at the same time. Now on the front left inside, as I open this up, you'll notice there is, again, a nice size pocket. This has a Velcro enclosure, which works just fine for me. As long as it does have an enclosure there, I do like that. And it's just about large enough to fit my cell phone. But the problem for me is, as I get my particular cell phone in there, it's not large enough to close the Velcro. So to me, this really did need to be about 1 inch deeper for my particular devices. Again, that might vary from person to person, but I don't think I'm too far off from the typical user. One thing you do need to be careful, I had made a couple of mistakes. So above this pocket, you'll notice there is almost like a sleeve. I thought that sleeve was an additional pocket, but what that is it goes to the underside, and that goes into the mesh that helps to ventilate. And I had accidentally taken my phone, slid it in here, thought it was in a pocket, but unfortunately, the reality is, that's not the case at all. That slides right out. So there are some opportunities to be innovative with your jacket if you need to route some things, and you could certainly use that. But in my opinion, I would almost love to see the bottom of this tacked and making a second pocket to give me the ability, really at that point, to put a couple of different things on the inside of the jacket. Working my way down the sleeve, this is the left-hand sleeve. You can see another pocket here, a little bit of mesh. Don't really need too much in the way of ventilation down there, but there is some if you need it. And at the same time, just a nice little pocket here. This does give me the ability to put some basic essentials. For me, this would be awesome, just to have something easy like a lighter. If you're into bushcraft, that's where you put your ferro rod, you put your lighter, something like that, very easy. But again, this is a little more of a tactical jacket, so some people might have different reason to need some simple essentials right in the cuff. Speaking of the cuffs, you'll notice nice Velcro enclosures. This does have the ability for almost infinite adjustment, which I like, and that allows you to cinch this nicely and tight around your wrist, or if you really want to loosen up, you can just go nice and loose, no problem there. So this has worked out extremely well, and I do like the ability to really cinch that down and get a good quality fit. Now I'm about 6'1", 175 pounds. As you take a look at how the jacket fits here, you can see a nice overall fit. Now I mentioned early on that this is a little bit larger than I might potentially like. Just personally, I feel like there's a little extra fabric, especially in the sleeves. The sleeves are a little bit baggy, and not that it's going to get in the way, but to me, maintaining a little bit of a slimmer profile helps to maintain a little bit more warmth if you need it. But at the same time, the fact that it is loose also does aid in the overall ability to vent and also layer up. So I think they got it about right. The cut is generally very good. The length of the sleeves really do work well for me. And I also like the fact that the jacket is fairly quiet, all things considered. And that is the thing, this jacket here, maybe a little bit of noise, so it's not going to be completely stealth if you wanted to wear it for hunting or something like that. It does have a little bit of a noise to it, but not too bad. I do like it. I think the material choices are perfect. I think the fit is overall, and I definitely have to say I love the features and the overall functionality. And so now as you take a look at the Flecktarn Camouflage, this is my very first piece of gear with Flecktarn, and I do have to say I really, really like it. I think it is a very effective camo pattern for most woodland applications. Here you can see it is the fall, but this camo pattern definitely very, very effective. It does have a lot of the colors that you see in this particular environment, some of the light colors, some of the darker shades, and everything in between. And if the trees still had leaves on them, you would see even more effectiveness. So in my opinion, the Flecktarn camouflage is a great choice for this time of year. Now, I am obviously wearing this only as a jacket. You can see I do not have Flecktarn on the pants. And the pants showing up way more, my skin showing up way more than the jacket. So in my opinion, the Flecktarn camouflage is extremely effective, both in the trees with leaves, but also with trees with needles. So a very nice pattern overall. And so all in all, you can see a fantastic piece of outerwear from Helikon Tex doing a nice job with this Gunfighter Jacket. Now, this is certainly not a new model to their lineup. It's been around for quite a while. A lot of people, and I've seen other reviews, really do like this jacket. And I have to say, I can come to absolutely recommend this. I think it's a great fit. I think it's a great piece of gear. I do think it has a few fundamental deficiencies. Not a big deal. The pocket sizing a little bit funny, and it's not the main pockets, but it's the fact that they have subdivided pockets with all kinds of different utility aspects inside that just don't work for me. They don't work for my device sizes, so that's going to leave me a little bit limited as to what I would actually use them for. But other than that, the actual quality, the actual design elements, the style, I do like it. And more than anything else, as I've mentioned the entire time, my body temperature management has been perfect. I love that about this. It's a perfect jacket for a layering system. It really does allow something like this to be used in many seasons. And I am pushing through the fall towards the winter, and I can tell you this will absolutely work in a winter application. Bundling up and wearing multiple pieces of gear in a layering system really does allow the overall best body temperature management, but most importantly, moisture management, which is what really at the heart of it is what's regulating your temperature. So I love this. I think it's a great jacket, and I think it's a very versatile piece from Helikon Tex. And so, all right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Again, thank you very much to the people at Helikon Tex who did provide this for review. And if you like this content, do me a favor, take a look at my Outer Limitless channel, which is more my primary gear. On that channel, I cover everything from hiking, camping, and backpacking excursions, all the gear that goes with it. So from sleep systems, shelter systems, knives, axes, flashlights, you name it, that's my Outer Limitless YouTube channel. So, all right, guys, thanks for stopping by. I hope you like what you saw. I hope you found it a little bit informative. If you like what you saw, please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for stopping by. Take care now. I'll see you soon.